I'm Jerry Stageman with Sunset Specialty Groundcover. I knew I wanted to get into horticulture when I was very young. I think this is my 53rd or 54th year. Like any kid, I started cutting grass. I got a job with a local nursery, working at the nursery on the weekends. I joined FNGLA several years ago. I believe it was around 94, 95. I was working for a company called NutriTurf. I was a subcontractor installing sod on sports fields and that type of thing. The office manager there, Barbara Nasworth, was one of the original founders of the Northeast chapter. And she recommended I join FNGLA, and that's how I got introduced to the FNGLA people.
Jerry started the Sunset Specialty Groundcover in Jacksonville in 1997.
When I started Sunset Specialty Groundcover, what I set out to achieve was introducing a new plant and a new way of growing a plant. And it seems like we're well on the way of doing that.
He started working with perennial peanut, which at that point was a little-known plant. It was considered an eco-friendly plant, but it was Jerry who actually made it into a ground cover type recognition.
Jerry's innovations have been recognized by FNGA before FNGLA in 2002 for perennial peanut. It was the plant of the year. In fact, I was one of the very first people who ever bought peanut in this state.
Jerry has always been active in FNGLA. It wasn't an organization I was that familiar with till Jerry made sure that I was familiar with it.
I went up the ranks as far as starting off as secretary, treasurer, vice president, and then president of our local chapter. And the last 6 years I've been on the board of directors, and I'm on the political action committee. And you know, pretty much anything they ask of me, I try to participate in. I've served on the Jacksonville Landscape Show Committee, I think since about '96. My main role has been bringing all my heavy equipment to help move in all the big trees, and the carts to help move in the plant material. But I also help with the planning. I interact with a lot of the vendors and helping them, and also trying to sell booths.
Some of the equipment for move in, move out, we have to rent, but he brings his big tractor. He brings his help, like some other people along with them, and I'm sure he pays them, but like doesn't charge the chapter for it.
He's just always been very active in the local chapter and in the state chapter, whether he's got an official title or not. He's always going to be seen in the state, supporting the chapter and supporting the state.
The big social activity that FNGLA seems to always be interested in with me is my oyster grill. And it has been to many chapter meetings, Christmas parties, even one convention at Glen St. Mary.
If you've ever been to a Northeast Florida or Front Runners or state convention and you've had his delicious oysters, he carries his deluxe oyster roaster all over the state, and people enjoy it everywhere he goes. And that's just on top of all the official stuff. His oyster roaster is in great demand, and that brings people together.
When Jerry gets to a party, everyone knows him. They know to go up to him, and he's just a friendly face.
My involvement with the scholarship committee with FNGLA is to try to bring young people into this industry and give them a little boost. The proceeds come from our trade show. That's what our trade show exists for, is the funds we raise from that go into the scholarship committee. And we have a committee that'll pick 1 or 2 people a year.
You can't top Jerry's generosity and his wonderful spirit of supporting this plant and his support for the industry throughout the state.
My business is a product of the people that I'm around and who I associate with, and people who know the members in FNGLA. They're first-class people and very supportive.
Jerry is the best mentor because he not only knows about the local goings-ons of the green industry here in Northeast Florida, but because he's been our state rep and gone to Tallahassee, he knows it on a bigger scale. Jerry Stageman is a friend, a mentor, He's the constant in our chapter, and we're like a big family, and he's just a solid person through and through.
If he sees a young man or woman who's in the industry or maybe in high school or maybe in college, he won't hesitate to say, hey, do you know that our chapter has a scholarship you ought to put in for it?
One of the reasons I'm involved with FNGLA is my whole life I've always believed who you are and who you associate with tells a lot about your personal life. And the members that I have always had an interaction with FNGLA are very positive. They're not negative people. They're very helpful. There's a lot of talented people in this organization, very successful, and they're always very willing to help. And that's one of the reasons I really enjoy being with FNGLA. It's a great organization that supports itself. Being recognized with the Wendell Butler Award, it makes it all worthwhile. All the hardships I've gone through, startups, being scared, being associated with a great group of people, that's been fantastic. And especially with the type of people I respect in this organization so much that they have given me this honor. And that really, that gives me a warm and fuzzy.
Jerry's contributions are almost immeasurable. He has absolutely changed how we look at landscaping and sustainability. Jerry, congratulations. I wish you the best. I'm super excited and proud to know you, and you have absolutely earned this award. Congratulations.
Jerry, always in my heart, always my friend, and I hope we continue to work on this plant and other things for the rest of our careers.
Well, I hope you enjoy this, because you deserve it more than anyone. So don't just brush it off. I hope you enjoy this, and well done. Thank you.
I cannot think of a better recipient of the Wendell Butler Award. Many of your contributions have been under the radar, and I am just so proud and happy that your contributions are being recognized today. And thank you for your friendship, and thank you for being such a friend to our industry.